Hi, it's 24 hours later. Very quick video this evening because I don't really have much to say, but I'm really excited for the next edition of the Mushroom Diary. So just to quickly show you how much the mushrooms have grown since I did the video yesterday. And here we go with the first lot of mushrooms. Below them you can see the extra mushrooms, and over to the other bag, the brand new mushrooms that were just coming through are just there. Morning. No videos last night. We were a bit thin on the ground at work, and basically by the time I got home I was just too tired to do it. But today's Saturday morning. Tamsin's now at the market. I'm about to put some laundry out. And then I'm going to head over to the market because there is an environmental event on which I'm planning to film a little bit. And apparently there's somebody there from Extinction Revolution. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to go down there and find loads of people glued to the street, which will be really interesting and unusual for here. Just a quick disclaimer, because I am aware that the GMC have recently struck a doctor off because they supported environmental protests and environmental groups.
I express no opinions with regard to environmental issues, and none of the activities taken by anyone who I film in the near future reflect my thoughts, opinions, feelings, or that of the NHS organisation or the GMC or anyone else in the world, and blah. Thank you.
Anyway, before I go out, the important bit of the morning is today's mushroom diary. So obviously you didn't see any growth of my little baby mushrooms last night. So this is actually 48 hours of growth. One set of mushrooms are actually ready for picking. I'm spraying them desperately because they're looking a tiny bit dry. But yes, I'll probably pick them and freeze them sometime later today. And here are the mushrooms. This is the little baby cluster, which you saw that hadn't even started sprouting in the last video. And these are the big mushrooms. Look how much they've grown in 48 hours. The two clusters have sort of grown together. Now, I don't have a banana for scale, but here is a slipper for scale. Don't worry, I did keep the slipper a little distance away from the mushrooms, even though it looked like they touched. Right, I'm just covering Tamsin's market stall while she pops over and visits the environmental event. I'm hoping no patients come over, because if they try and buy anything that might be just a teeny bit weird. But I have just sold something to somebody on holiday, which is quite exciting, my first sale of the day. Anyway, she's coming back, so I'm just going to head over and have a look at the environmental thing. And just a quick flick past the market. I'm not sure if I've shown it to you since it's gone back to its usual location, but it looks so much better here, so much busier. Coming up to the environmental thing, and the first thing you come across is a really large yurt. I've got no idea what that's for. Let's shuffle around the front and see if we can see. And it looks like they are advertising teepees and jam made out of sea junk. That's maybe not my favourite sounding flavour, but it takes all sorts and seems like a good way of getting rid of sea junk. So if you fancy some sea junk on toast, why not pop on over and see if you can get some. There's also some electric bike rentals and repairs. That's a really good thing. If you've never used an electric bike, I totally recommend it. And here there's a little queue. I'm not sure what it's for, but I'm guessing some sort of food and drink. So it is a food place. I think it's called the Garden Box. Looks like they're doing salads and wraps and the like, so that looks really nice, and if the queue's anything to go by, they're pretty good. And of course a face painting stall, so if I look like a giant cat when you next see me, you know why. And here we have someone converting glass bottles into glass bottles with wires sticking out. I'm guessing that they're demonstrating electricity and the principles of batteries, which is actually a really clever thing in my opinion. Looks like there's a few interested people, so that's great, a bit of education there. and I think you can probably hear the music in the background. It's quite good. Usually when we have music imbued, it's either a ukulele band or a slightly tuneless kind of a cappella sort of thing. That's not the right word. I'll remember what it is in a bit. There's a few different stalls there, CBD drinks, a mushroom grower, so people after my own heart there. And just round the corner there may or may not be somewhere selling cocktails, which I may or may not visit in a moment and may or may not have a drink from. Oops, I've just run off with the money, I've realised, so I better rush back and hope that nobody's been trying to buy anything in cash. Right, second time lucky, I'm off to the climate event now, having bumped into one of the nurses from work who asked me why I was videoing. So fingers crossed, Hilary, if you're listening, you better click that subscribe button, please. Right, here we go around the other side. The music stopped, it looks like there's a new group setting up. Again, I don't think they're a sea shanty group, and I don't think that they're a ukulele group. So it looks like it's actually going to be a good day here at the market. There's nothing that ruins my day quite like sea shanties. Sorry, sea shanty people. Right, second thoughts about the cocktails. They're about £20 each, so I think I might just stick to water for the time being. There's a few more stalls to go around. Let me take you past them now. Right, there's a Greenpeace stall here and a gentleman walking a small lamb, which is very exciting. I might go and have a little look. Cute! You are so cute. Oh, hello. Hello. And here's what looks like another educational stall. I don't think they're selling anything, so yeah, I'm guessing it is educational there. All the stalls are set up facing different directions, so I'm popping backwards and forwards. This one seems to be to do with getting us a railway station back. Bude's really cut off from everywhere. We've got no decent rail transport. Nearby there's Oakhampton, that's about 40 minutes away, so we can drive there and get an occasional train over to Exeter, but we are a little bit cut off and a little bit remote. It'd be fantastic to be able to get a train to places from here. Just quickly, some amazing looking mushrooms here. On the other side of the road is the community centre. I'm not sure if they've got anything to do with the climate event or if they're just opening up to make the most of the opportunity, but it looks like they're selling bacon rolls and I'm not sure if I can resist that, so I'm going in. Well, I've just been in and it's a completely meat-free event, so there's no bacon rolls. That had completely gone over my head, but that's a good thing. I suppose if it raises awareness, that's great. I don't really fancy a salad sandwich just now though, so I've left again. And that's me heading back to the market again. What's really nice is just how warm it is. Everyone's out in their shorts and their short sleeves, and it really is starting to feel a bit summery, so after that long winter I am appreciating it. I think I'm turning into a lizard or something, but I definitely do like the sun an awful lot more than I ever used to. Right, in the background I can see that Tamsin's making a sale, so I better not go up there too soon. I don't want to scare a customer off. Hope she's bought something really nice. I need to remind her that actually if she spends enough then I get to go on holiday and I'll take you all with me. So it's in everyone's interest if she buys the most expensive thing. Fingers crossed. Tamsin's discovered the lamb over at the event, so she's disappeared off. She's abandoned me to look after the stall for a bit. Nervous again, but maybe I will sell something. I've possibly drummed up a bit of business from somebody going past. They've had a look at the website, so that's maybe promising. And now we're coming to the final evening of the Oyster Mushroom Diaries. You saw them this morning, they were looking really good. They are now absolutely perfectly ready for harvesting. So let's go and do some harvesting. Final little peek at the mushrooms before I start to pick them. This is the big one that you've been following the life of. And just over here is the littler one, which is also doing really quite impressively well. Right, here goes nothing. That's one, and that's two. Right, now for the moment of truth. And that is 292 grams of mushrooms. Not bad for a bit of waste wood from woodworking. And that's the mushrooms chopped and bagged and ready to go in the freezer so I can throw them in a meal. But that's all for now.